Well, finally, Mr. Brown, this very extensive interview. Looking forward to this year. Trouble ahead?
Well, every year is challenging. Every day can be challenging in politics. I mean, a famous politician said a week is a long time in politics, and there's no doubt about that because you never know what's around the corner. What we are here for is to make sure that we can deal with those situations as and when they arise, and to actually take the island forward. I think they are challenging times, but there are also opportunities within those challenges. The Isle of Man is still a good place to do business. We still have ways of creating more opportunities. Some of the changes that are being driven now may well end up in helping us in terms of reducing bureaucracy, making us more effective in how we respond and deal with issues, and also where are we going in the future? What's our next stages? Where are we going for the next 10, 20 years? These sort of things are now things that we have to look at. The creation of a Department of Economic Development has been key to that. That's why I was very keen that we create such a department, bringing together all those components of departments which were spread across government, who actually have a responsibility to generate the income of the Isle of Man and to look at how to develop the future. And that's really something that's now starting to gel together well. The first year or so of that is going to be difficult because you bring together a lot of people from different areas of government. You put together a new department. It has to get its sort of feet on the ground and start to look at how to go forward, and that's now coming together, and I think there are very exciting times. With it being election year, clearly, I mean, that's going to put greater pressure on us. At the end of the day, none of us can apologise for being politicians. That's what we are. It's the nature of the animal. But we, whilst wanting to get re-elected, we are, of course, quite clearly also conscious that we have a responsibility to the people of the Isle of Man and to the island to make sure we continue to be successful. And those responsibilities, and whether they're difficult decisions or easy decisions, whether they're popular or unpopular, if they have to be made, then all we can do is make them, because what we have to look at is the future to make sure that the island does well. Our record for the last 25, 30 years is that we have lifted the island up from a very poor position in terms of its income, jobs and so on, to a position where we now have more people in work than we've ever had in our history.
How have you found the job, Chief Minister?
Oh, it's been very interesting. I suppose for somebody who didn't seek it, because I didn't, I was quite happy to be Speaker. I found it, I suppose, more interesting and intriguing than I expected. More international work than I expected, I suppose is fair to say, having to travel off the island far more than I would like to, but that's the nature of the role I now have. But it's been very enjoyable. I've got a good team around me. The ministers have all, under sometimes considerable pressure, worked together well. We've had some very challenging issues over the last 4.5 years, and ministers have borne those very well. And with the support of members of Tynwald, some of it constructive, and I have no problem in welcoming constructive criticism, and people who have then quite clearly been supportive of what government does and mix their roles between being constructively critical and sometimes feeling they have to oppose us to being supporters, I think is healthy for the Isle of Man, and it's good for the ministers because we can't then take things for granted.
You want the job again?
Well, time will tell. I mean, I'm always open to see what goes on. As I said, I'm the person who didn't seek the job in the first place, but I certainly am not put off by the role that I've carried out. I've enjoyed it very much.
Are you going to go for it again?
Time will tell.
Are you standing again then?
Time will tell.
When are you going to make that decision?
I make that decision at my own time, and I always announce it when I'm ready.